The Holy Kaabah represents the Qibla, or the direction in which Muslims all around the world face to perform their prayers. The covering of the Holy Kaabah is known as the Kiswa, and it is one of the most important signs of respect and veneration in the house of Allah. Its history is as much part of the history of the Holy Kaabah itself, since the Kaaba was first built by Ibrahim and his son Ismail. The Kiswa passed through many stages, and it was not always as we see it today. Throughout its long history, the form and design of the Kiswa evolved following numerous social and economic factors related to particular historical periods. The drape of covering of the Kaaba, known as the Kiswa, has an interesting history through different eras. Some scholars argue that the first Kiswa was made by the Prophet Ismail, peace and blessings be upon him. It is mentioned by others that the first Kiswa was made by Adnan ibn Ad, a great-great-grandfather of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. But most sources agree that Tuba, king of Humayr in Yemen, was the first to start this tradition. After that, many others draped the Kaaba during the pre-Islamic period. It is told that in the pre-Islam period, Abu Rabi'a ibn Amr al-Makhzumi was a very rich man, and is said to the Quraysh, the ruling tribe of Makkah, that he would drape the Kaaba one year and the Quraysh would drape it in the next year. The Quraysh agreed, and this story says that he continued to drape the Kaaba until his death. The Messenger, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, and Muslims did not participate in draping the Kaaba before the taking of Makkah, as the Quraysh did not allow them to do so. When Makkah was taken, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, left the Kiswa as it was until it was burned accidentally when a woman was fumigating the Kaaba. The Messenger, peace and blessings be upon him, then draped the Kaaba with the Yemeni cloth. After him, the rightly guided caliphs draped it. Caliph Muawiyah used to dress the Kaaba twice a year. Then Yazid ibn Muawiyah, Ibn al-Zubayr, and Abdul Malik ibn Marwan all dressed it with a silk covering. At one time, it had become the custom that the old Kiswa was not removed, the new one being put on top of the old. This continued until the reign of Mahdi, the Abbasid Caliph. When he performed Hajj in 160 after Hijrah, he saw that the accumulating Kiswas could cause damage to the Kaaba itself. He therefore decreed that only one Kiswa should drape the Kaaba at any one time, and this has been observed ever since. Caliph al-Ma'mun dressed the Kaaba 3 times a year with a red-braced Kiswa on 8 Dhul Hijjah, with white kabati on 1st Rajab, and with the red brocade on 29th of Ramadan. After that, the Abbasid and Nasr dressed the Kaaba in green. Caliph and Nasr decided after that to change the color to black, and black it remains to this day. The variegating drape sitara that is hung on the front side of the Kaaba was introduced in 810 after Hijrah. Between 816 and 818 after Hijrah, hanging this drape was stopped. Then it began again in 819 after Hijrah, and it is still being hung until now. In continuation of the care of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, his caliphs and Muslim rulers throughout the ages, a transition in the manufacture of the Kiswa took place during the Saudi era. In 1926, His Highness King Abdulaziz al-Saud, with concern for the custody of the 2 holy mosques, ordered the building of a special factory for manufacturing the Kiswa. And in the same year, the Holy Kaabah Kiswa factory was founded and the first Kiswa was produced. When the factory was being set up, the kingdom pursued all the materials required to manufacture the Kiswa, including silk, dyes and looms, besides recruited the workforce. The Kiswa continued to be made in Makkah for the next 10 years. In order to make this work better, in 1962, King Saud ordered that a house to manufacture the Kiswa should be set up in Makkah. Later in 1977, the new Kiswa factory at al-Ayyad in Mecca was inaugurated during the reign of King Khalid, although the groundbreaking ceremony took place during the era of King Faisal. This factory, which was built on an area of 1,500 square meters, was the first of its kind to be set up in Mecca. This new factory incorporates departments devoted to various operations involved in the manufacture of the Kiswa, including dyeing and weaving the silk, embroidering the inscriptions with which the Kiswa is adorned, and putting together the different sections of the Kiswa. About 200 artisans combine their talents to manufacture the Kiswa, in addition to the factory's administrative staff, which was placed under the supervision of the General Presidency of the two holy mosques in 1993. About 670 kilograms of pure silk is required to weave the Kiswa, which is then dyed black. The thickness of the silk cloth should be 1.37 millimeters, and it is lined on the inside by a strong white cotton cloth. Various inscriptions are woven into the fabric of the Kiswa in black in a manner that they encompass its complete surface. Verses from the Holy Quran and expressions mentioning the date of the Kiswa are also woven onto it with gold thread. At present, the exterior Kiswa of the Kaaba is replaced once a year. The interior of the Kaaba is also adorned with a green Kiswa, which is replaced only occasionally, as it is not exposed to nature's elements, which ensures its preservation for a longer period of time. Before replacing, the old Kiswa is cut into pieces and presented to leaders of Muslim countries, diplomats, and major institutions around the world. One such piece was presented to the United Nations. The present cost of making the Kiswa amounts to 70 million Saudi riyals, equivalent to $4.5 million, and takes 8 full months to make. The Kiswa used to be previously bought abroad, but in 1927 the late King Abdulaziz ordered the construction of a special factory for manufacturing the cloth in the Ayat district in Mecca, which was later relocated to the Taysir district. The Kiswa is made from the best types of natural silk and goes through different stages before being ready for use. This includes dyeing, weaving, designing, printing, embroidering, undergoing quality control at laboratory, assembling and delivering the Kiswa to the head of the gatekeeper of the Holy Mosque, he said. The Kiswa contains gold threads weighing 120 kilograms and silver threads weighing 100 kilograms, which are mainly brought from Italy. Factory staff are only changed once new employees have gained experience from retiring staff. A total of 21 people completed a training course on how to handle the Kiswa last year. Factory management has embarked on importing state-of-the-art technology from different countries to make the Kiswa upon directives issued by custodian of the two holy mosques, King Abdullah. A number of teams were sent to Japan, the United States, Canada, China, Italy, and Switzerland to explore the best machines to enhance productively at the factory. The Kiswa is woven from pure natural silk that is dyed black. The sentences La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, Allahu Jalla Jalaluh, Subhanallah wa bihamdih, Subhanallah al-Azim, Ya Hannan Ya Mannan are embroidered on the black silk in thread of gold. The cover is 658 square meters and is made of 670 kilograms of silk. The embroidery of the white belt contains 15 kilograms of gold threads. It consists of 47 pieces of cloth, and each piece is 14 meters long and 100 centimeters wide. The Kiswa is wrapped around the Kaaba and fixed to its base with copper rings. The manually designed embroidery of the Quranic verses is increasingly being aided by computers, increasing the speed of production. Surah Al-Ikhlas from the Quran is embroidered and circled with gold threads on the 4 corners. These circles are surrounded with squares of Islamic decorations. Under the bell there are also 6 verses of the Quran, each of them inside a separate foam. The draped sitara of the Kaaba door is made of the same black silk material, and it is 6.5 meters high and 3.5 meters wide. The border and drapes are embroidered with silver threads covered with gold. The whole Kiswa is lined with a thick material of cotton. Employees of the Kaaba cloth factory roll up their sleeves, spending 4 hours every fortnight to clean the cloth covering the Kaaba to ensure it is free of dust from ongoing expansion projects in the Holy Mosque. Employees work around the clock to meet the project deadlines of the expansion of the Holy Mosque. The Kaaba cover is cleaned every 2 weeks, owing to the expansion projects taking place in the Haram. The delicate silk fabric of the cover is affected by the collection of dust and dirt, and thus it is important to clean it from time to time. Special brushes with smooth bristles are used which will not erode the silken weave of the cloth. It is then wiped down with pieces of damp cloth where the Quranic verses embroidered in gold and silver are also cleaned. Lastly, employees vacuum and wash the surface of the Kaaba with water and disinfectants to ensure hygiene and cleanliness.